Can you hear me? Please come through. Please tell me I'm coming through all right. I'm gonna make sure this is it. Yeah. Hey guys, just write something in the comments. Make sure I'm live. What you're looking at. This is it. Making sure everybody could see the footage I'm putting on. That was 13 hours ago, and that's a live view at Governor Walz's house. So before I get into this, I want to say good morning and thank everybody for showing up. Pete, I know we engaged in quite a dialogue yesterday, so I just wanted to say thanks for that. But before I get into everything, let me just say it should be against the Geneva Convention for parents of small children to send their sick children to day camp or school because then they come home and give it to people like me. I'll take it against the Universal Declaration of Human Rights too, but just one of the two. It's horrible. I had to wake up this morning at 3:30 and with a headache, and now I have to deal with it for the week. I mean, come on, parents, be a little considerate. Anyways, I figured let's get this rolling. A little twist on things that I plan on putting. Check this out. I can actually feature a comment that I'm responding to just like that. So, hey, Victor, and that's how I roll. Okay, cool. Let's do this. I'm excited, and yeah, let's roll. Every morning, I get my newsletters, and it's a wide variety, ranging from Google News, which there are certain settings to tinker with in Google News to make sure that that I get a diverse news perspective, and this is what the AI generates for me as top headlines for the day. So VP pick expected. You just saw the reporting I showed you here. We're all waiting for that. A little bit about I'll give my opinion about that later on, but there's that Storm Debbie expected to go really all the way up the East Coast. Insert whatever talking point you will about climate change, but it is hurricane season. There's Bangladesh. They they ousted a 20-year dictator. It's interesting to see how a Muslim nation like that can rise up against a dictator, especially in sort of East Asian nation. Among the right, there are calls to say, "Hey, Bangladesh can oust their dictator. China, maybe you can do so as well." I mean, you ask me, it's a totally different story, but that's just what's being espoused on the right. You have Elon Musk moving out of San Fran. Now, it's funny, he actually protested to pay the landlord any rent, uh, since he bought out X. And then, with these companies, I think it was Ford or some other company last week said they're leaving, Silicon Valley or California to be more, I guess, accurate in this case. I mean, there has to be some sort of response by the Californian government. Uh, I can't just believe that they're just shrugging their shoulders here. Let's move on. So that's the Google one. Next is actually this newsletter that has a variety of versions to it. So this is called TLDR, and it means too long, don't read. And it really truncates headlines for you across a variety of topics. So you have, let's say, marketing here. Why does that affect your daily life? Well, you're about to find out. Judge rules Google is a monopolist in an antitrust case. Every single one of us here are using Google. This is Google. And it's important to see how your information is being filtered through in today's day and age. So you can see how a judge now has an X on Google's back for violating antitrust law. And what's interesting here is in my real day job, I'm an e-commerce brand owner, and I see the struggles Google is going through. If you had a question or something, you'd definitely Google it first, and then Google would be responsible for filtering out scams, filtering out fake news, filtering out bad answers, and giving you what you want in the quickest way possible. But these AI bots now, where you can just ask them a question, say like I did throughout all of last week. My dad was struggling with downloading the right app to print directly from his phone. I just went straight into the AI bot and said, "Hey, AI bot, can you give me the right app to do that maneuver I just told you about?" One, two, three, it gave it to me. Google gave me some outdated articles. They're prioritizing different forums over hard facts from authoritative websites. So all of this is tied into how the Google monopoly from TLDR marketing is actually informing my day. And then there's my generation. Sometimes I'm proud of it. Influencers shape Gen Z holiday shopping decisions. Again, the source of our information. Our shopping journeys usually start by our, I mean Gen Z. Our shopping journeys generally start with content. Somebody featuring the product online, on YouTube, on Instagram. We see how they interact with the product, and then we proceed with the buying journey. So over here, you have hard facts of 73%. And just to show you how that these people are reputable, um, they have sources in there such as net influencer, which is an authority in the influencer space, and you can go ahead and read the report further. You'll be able to find everything in TLDR, TLDR.com. And let's see it here. Any other interesting points? Not really. As far as our daily briefing is concerned, not really. Let's Before I go into the political playbook, I'm going to go into Gallup now. Let's share this tab, and here we go. So Gallup, because Michael has on Muhammad Yunus all the time, I actually subscribed to their newsletter. I just wanted to see what the facts had to say. Um, okay, partisans, right here. Uh, SCOTUS decisions you could see among Dems. So look at the independents. I read Stephen Breyer's book where he said he entertained visits from some African country, maybe Nigeria or something like that, because of of how uh, how high the approval rating was. And Robert, I got you. I got you. Don't worry. I'll finish up by then. Yeah. So Stephen Breyer did that, and you could just see since Dobbs came out how low the independents view the favorability of the court. But then it also begs the question: was the will of the people reflected or not? 7 and 10 maintain a negative outlook on the economy. Again, all economic indicators are actually up. Like yesterday, the Dow dropped like it was painful to look into my IRA, but uh in the end of the day, Nvidia is still trading at 60 times earnings. It's lifting up a lot of people's profiles in the S&P. Um People most interested in the Summer Olympics. I mean, I'd graze at that. Employee exit journey. I'd be interested to see how this changes with age, because a lot of people my age would just jump ship without any hesitation, but usually people of the older generation would actually stick to the employers because of loyalty. This is about to get a lot of attention with Governor Walz presumably being picked for Kamala's VP. Uh, this because Governor Walz signed into law of Minnesota LGBT plus uh, protections against children, something of that nature. I'm not going to go more into it just because I lack the accuracy, but that's something that's waiting for him. And let's roll into Time Magazine. And I get these every day. I at least skim through these, all in addition to this Mercanish newsletter. We go into, yeah, so I just really go into this. Um, about 10 headlines I scan. Let me know if you guys think anything I should go into anything in specific, because I do want to cater it to you guys. Another TLDR, this is product. So, like I said, I sell product, and that's why this is important to me. So check this out. With all these chat bots coming out, people are writing books, but not really writing the book. Uh, Amazon offers a service where you can actually enroll in their Kindle service. You could sell a digital book. So you go to Chat GPT or any of the other GPTs and you say, write a book about how there's a group of people who wake up every morning at 8 a.m. and watch Michael Smerconish. They'll write a book about it. All you do is you export it to PDF, you format it the way Amazon wants to, and then you could just upload it to Amazon. If some sucker buys it, then they they buy it. So and you make money for running something through ChatGPT. Um, Amazon has been cracking down on these big because you can imagine Amazon's being just berated with a bunch of BS really, and that's what they're cracking down on. Um, okay, that's product. Almost perfect trial conversion. Very cool, and that's really all the information of that. Next is something else I recommend, and this is the 1440. It's actually based on the year the printing press was born, and Gutenberg did this whole thing. They pride themselves in being a centrist news reporter, and I think they are. All those hyperlinks are reputable sources, and it's not only political. We're political junkies over here, but you look into you have the market, you have the Veep, and you have the antitrust case. That's all in 3 paragraphs. Still, they have a section on sports, science, business, um, and it's really hitting on the same topics as before. So this just further informs my day, uh, allegedly from a centrist perspective. The reason why I say allegedly is because I honestly believe there's no such thing as a true centrist. Everybody has their biases. That's just my personal take. 1440, great newsletter. Um, Next, of course, I participate in the 2 ways of Mark Halpern. You guys may see me there. I usually don't miss him. I love the perspective offered, and I also like contributing, just like you see here. Love it. So there's that going on in my day, and then there's the general TLDR, going the antitrust case, and have targeted cancer trials. You have different different things, different trends going on. I'm not going to bore you with. I'm just going to show you, last but not least, I have the political playbook, and of course, I live in New York. I go with New York. There's a federal one. I don't really look into that because of just how informed I am on the other side, but this does a pretty good job of mixing state and federal. You can look at the political playbooks for your regions wherever you are. It'll really inform you on really, frankly, it's great reporting. Just like here, Representative Corey Bush, a prominent member of the squad, is up for primary today, against an APAC opponent. Mm, I mean, the polling is not as good as it was against the Bowman and Latimer, but people are crossing their fingers, making sure that, or hoping, Corey Bush is ousted. She has never defined Hamas as a terrorist organization and never backed sanctions in the Ukraine-Russia war. I mean, I thought that was baffling. Um, let's see how that goes. I do have a bias, and I am a Zionist, so I have that going for me. Um, Quickly skimming, you see Mondaire Jones. That was arguably an endorsement that Jamal Bowman got that put him over the edge. That put Latimer over the edge. Sorry, Mondaire Jones endorsed Latimer and put him over the edge there. Um, Mike Lawler is actually I think, in my opinion, a very centrist Republican. Um, but Mondaire Jones is going against him there. I'd be interested to see what the pro-Israel lobby has to say about this race. There's no way that Mondaire gave his endorsement for free, I should say. But who does the pro-Israel lobby rather? I mean, I don't know how this will turn out in New York. That's out on Long Island, I believe. So there's that. Secretary Pete. See, um, this. I mean, if you look at this as a critical eye, I guess over here they go into something having to do with New York, but I mean, it still gives me a good taste on what's happening on the federal level. Um, Yeah, I usually skim through that. And then without further ado, yeah, that's not really a federal one. Let's go to smconish.com. Let's see what he's got to say, baby. Read more of today's headlines. Let's do it. August 6th. This is it. Harris declared Democratic candidate. All right. We knew this was coming through digital convention means, but I mean, they were giving Biden such an issue by trying to sneak through the nomination by Zoom. I don't know why people are celebrating for this or really allowing it to happen. I'll leave it up to you guys to play the political rhetoric politics behind it, but I just think there's the whole way this was done was so, how do you say it? I don't know. I don't know. There's just inequities all over the place. So yeah, VP announcement comes today. We know that. Uh, I'm so curious what the hell happened that this story broke now. Um, and now Brad Lander, who's actually he announced his candidacy for mayor next year of New York City, is trying to make him pay like 19 grand for the city disposing of this body. Um, Apparently, yeah, you guys know the story. He put a dead bear in the middle of Central Park as a bet or something like that. Uh, Jerusalem Post: Israel has decided to strike. Uh, Iran has decided to strike Israel. Let me actually get the reporting for you from Barak Ravid. Barak is, in my opinion, an awesome reporter when it comes to reporting on Israel. He said that right here. I'll share this. It's unclear when Iran and Hezbollah, it's both of them that will attack Israel, at least by the most recent reporting. The Hungarian intelligence agencies were known as the conduits here communicating with the Western world. And that's what the intelligence and reporting is saying as of now. I mean, no one really knows, but that's what it is. Americans wounded in Iraq. That is, I guess, suspected, as you see here, by the Iranian-backed militias, but it's no flare-ups are really looking like they're originating from there. When it comes to Americans move toward fire and flood, this is something Michael talks about pretty often, and I do see we have 3 minutes. I mean, it's so hard to insure your house, but Americans love living by the water. They also love living by nature, and nowadays with the extreme weather conditions, what do you expect to do? It's beautiful, but Americans are moving there, and it's actually highly priced. So there's a lot more demand than fear there. But these disasters keep on happening. Um, I totally believe this. Harris has a 53% odd to win. Frank Luntz yesterday actually had a great tweet in that the stock market very rarely affects an election. Very rarely. The economy does. The prices of groceries and gas do, but the stock market does not. So, uh, with Harris and a moderate VP pick, I mean, I really think the age, discipline, and personality would jive a lot better with centrist Americans, and that's what they need to complete this thing. Um, yeah, this is probably a fun one Michael put in. Pathways to the Presidency, that I'd be interested in reading because it's either the Rust Belt or the Southwest. I'd want to see what that is later on. So I'm opening that up in a new tab. So it's down to Shapiro and Waltz, and yeah, I'll work my way up to that one. Trump is an idiot for going after Kemp. He came around on mail-in voting. Why is he shooting himself in the foot here? And Kemp is just being just like Trump. What are you doing? The GOP plans to win in court. Um, Yeah, Trump laid the groundwork there by appointing an absurd amount of Republican-friendly judges. Is Google a monopolist? Interesting here how Smerconish put it on the bottom. Everybody else led with it. Politics enters the workplace. Never a good idea. I never let politics enter the workplace, but that is cool. All right. When it comes down to this, when there's all right, yesterday, Mark Halpern had on that Mark Halpern had on. I'll expand myself. Here we go. Mark Halpern had on a picture of Tim Walz being sort of APAC friendly. Uh, the biggest difference between the two is Shapiro is somewhat of a centrist, school choice, pro Israel, pro Jew, anti those protests that happened on college campuses, drawing the fine line between anti Semitism and anti Zionism. all of it was there, and Tim Walz, I mean, I guess sort of comes out in the middle on a lot of things, but not as much as Shapiro. So with a lot of the policy difference, or with a lot of their policy positions being the same, and Harris is going to go with Walz. The only difference is their political belief in Israel, or at least outspoken, their religion. And it's hard for me, and I think a lot of American Jews, which I am one, to think that religion didn't play a part in this. I honestly think his Jewish background was a pander to the extreme left wing of the Democratic Party. When Michael on his program on Saturday had Tara Setmayer, and I forget the Republican side sort of guy. I mean, he was right. The Democratic Party does have a significant anti-Semitism problem. The right wing as well. The right wing has their anti-Semitism, but it's not as pronounced as it is with the Democratic Party. I view Kamala's absence from the Senate during Netanyahu's speech as a bone to throw to the left, to the extremist left. And I view Pelosi saying that was the worst speech ever as pandering to the extremist left. Uh, it puts me in a very difficult position, especially someone like me. I claim to be in the center, and what am I supposed to do? All indicators are not exactly championing Jewish diversity and inclusion in the Democratic Party. Traditionally, Jews have voted Dem, but let's see what's going on. I want to shift to you guys because I like to interact with you. So, so Robert, check this out. I just showed the guys earlier. It wasn't an official pick, but here you go. This is this is the same thing that happened with Vance. A motorcade was reported leaving his house. This is Walsh's his house. Um, yeah. So why would a motorcade be leaving the house? Those are no Minnesotan state troopers over there. Um, I'm inclined to lean more of to the into the camp of that it's Walsh because yeah. So there's that. Hey Harvey, I'm happy you found us. You could skip back, and yeah. So that's Walls. Why I think Walls is the pick right now. Victor, yeah. Let me put this up there. This was the comment. So Netanyahu was there to help Trump. I'm. I don't think, or not entirely. Netanyahu. I think Kamala should have been there to preside over the Senate, discharge her constitutional duties, and he's an ally. He's the best ally of the Americans. He's responsible for the F-35s. He's responsible for a lot of other military tech that shares over into our arsenal. So, like him or not, I mean, she could have pulled a Nadler. He read an anti-Netanyahu book as a sort of a stunt there. Um, Corinne, yeah. So Emhoff is Jewish. The VP's husband. Um, Truth is, I don't know what her position is against Israel, and that's what frightens me. I was actually going back and forth with someone here. I don't want to divulge conversations that I didn't get clearance to do, but Harris went out of her way to make sure to throw a bone to the anti-Zionists. By that, I mean, if you look at her condemnation of the people who burned the flags, defaced statues in D.C. that day, it was it could have been a lot more vociferous. It could have been like, that is our flag, guys. That is what we're here for, what we represent, and what we fight for. Now, if you disagree with it, you can do that civilly. Destruction of our flag and our capital is not the way we do things here in America. Uh, Interesting comparisons that are coming to mind when it comes to January 6th. I'd say the same to them. Those rioters and those vandals have the same message being spout at them. Why not say it to the anti-Israel people? Um, so yeah, Pete, he's definitely pro-Israel. He's definitely pro-Israel. But now that draws more to my point of uh, the only difference. I would say, of significance between Walls and Shapiro is their Jewish what faith name. Unless there's something I'm missing here. Even John King, who's Jewish himself and was married to Dana Bash, I didn't know that. Um, who was Dana Schwartz, another Jew. He said it's a risk or liability. One of those. One of those. Vance did not go. That's true. That's true. And I'm sort of afraid. I'm sort of afraid that's gonna also stray away from the Israel alliance just because of his positions on the Russia-Ukraine war and at least the extreme right wing of the Republican Party that's more and more isolationist. I don't think that's the way forward. We should definitely be helping the Ukrainians because we all know it'll end up on our doorstep, if not in America, on NATO's doorstep. My personal opinion, and that was important to me. Um, I think he's waiting to give me a thumbs up on this video right below. There's a thumbs up sort of feature, and it gives the channel some juice. So there's that. Robert, I don't think Netanyahu had anything to do with our politics. Netanyahu came as the leader of our closest ally. Now, if you think he was playing politics, that's I mean, why put that in there? A lot of criticism that I heard from the left when he said that gays for Palestine were like chickens for KFC. He actually people said, "How dare he come to America and lecture Americans on how to use their First Amendment rights?" I That's not what that's okay. He was saying that it was ludicrous that there are gays for Palestine, given that what would happen to them in Palestine. But Netanyahu was exercising the same right. I mean, maybe that's what you're referring to. Let me know. Um, no, Sean, no motorcade there. It's just reported at Walls, so there's that. Sean, so I generally agree with you. I agree with you. There's no means meddling. If you ask me what he did in 2014, 15, whatever it was with Obama, and John Boehner was selfish, demoralizing to the president of the United States, someone who's signed a 10-year memorandum of understanding to give Israel aid, and for what? The JCPOA, which he was the only one rambunctiously campaigning against. Um, And what did he say? Nothing of substance. I remember I was like 18 years old listening to it at work, sneaking it in. Uh, it's not like he said anything of substance. He threw eyes in the eye, and he threw salt in the eyes of his best friend for what? Selfish gain. Selfish gain. And then I read his book that he wrote while he was ousted as prime minister for that 1 year. It's interesting to hear his take of it. Let's see why Roberts thinks I'm naive. So yeah, yeah, that's exactly that goes to the point I just finished up. He went to Congress the last time, I think was exactly when that happened. Um, he did the same thing a few years ago. He went to Congress both times. He did not meet with the president the first time. Yeah, uh, Biden sat out of that one, I guess under direction of Obama, just because of the contentious, and that's being nice, nature of how Netanyahu went around it with Boehner inviting him and really sticking a thumb in the eye of Obama. That's just the vibrance of it. Guys, I'm gonna wrap up in call it 3 minutes. I do want to respond to more comments because this is really cool, and I'm so appreciative to spend the morning with you guys. At least in this form, I like spending it with you guys on the other mornings as well. But yeah, um, Sean, you asked, did Project 25 was it mentioned yet? I don't think so. Not in the briefing I did on my news diet. Um, I think it's getting less and less relevant because I mean, if Trump announced it, the leader resigned. I don't see the. I mean, the best. I was going back and forth with somebody about this. The best argument you can make is that the people who are a part of Project 2025 are actually closely affiliated with the Trump campaign. Trump himself has distanced himself from it. And if you ask me, Trump's political ideology is not where Project 2025 is. So that's uh that's my short take. Why did Trump congratulate Maduro and actually he stole the election? So my thoughts on that are I hate to bring it back to anti-Semitism in Israel, but you have to see, and you know what? I'll pull up this video for you and I'll show it. Maduro anti-Zionism. Extremista. Check this out. I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe my ears. We'll watch this video together. It's very short, 41 seconds. Let me know if you think this reeks of anti-Semitism or let me know. Esta derecha extremista es apoyada por el sionismo internacional y financiada. Todo el poder comunicacional del sionismo que controla todas las redes sociales, los satélites y todo el poder está detrás de este golpe de Estado. Así que con la defensa de Venezuela y el triunfo de Venezuela estamos aportando el mayor ejemplo de lo que un pueblo es capaz de hacer por su independencia, su dignidad, su historia y su derecho al futuro. Venezuela siempre. Esta derecha extremista es. So there was that. What do I make of him congratulating Maduro? His pandering to dictators is very uncomfortable. He congratulated Putin on the hostage deal or on the prisoner swap. I can only hope that it's sort of cozying up to them for favorable terms later on for America. I hope that's it, but I hope it's not genuine, and it's concerning to me because Trump likes authoritarianism, just exhibited by his behavior. Bye, Robert. Thank you for coming. Trump is transactional. That was exactly what I'm saying. He's transactional, and he may be exchanging favor for future use. I think they both have problems. I don't know where I stand right now. Harris, I mean, for the reasons I expressed earlier, has a lot of problems for me as a Jewish American. Um, Trump is destructive to the integrity of this country. January 6th, I came home screaming. My wife remembers it. And exhibited by the Maduro behavior. I can't believe it. Sean, and we'll close out. Will we do this every morning or just today? You let me know. How about you comment? You comment below. You comment on the Facebook group. You let me know because I'm down to do this every day. I love putting out my own content, taking positions on things, responding to you guys' comments. I mean, it's awesome stuff. I tried doing it for a few months, and I guess it's about time I take it seriously. So you let me know. I know she is. I know she is, but skipping over Shapiro when the only option I have to look at is she skipped over Shapiro because of the Jewishness. It just makes me beyond uncomfortable. Beyond. Um, what is to be read into that move? Because that's pandering to the extremist anti-Semitic left, and maybe they'll feel more empowered, and maybe they'll be able to get more of a voice than they already have. And for Jewish people throughout America, it's a huge concern, and to me, it's too concerning to empower the extreme left even more than they already have. I can't wait to see the squad fall. I hope that's in the cards for their future. I can't wait for centrism to just come back. He does. He does. I doubt it's something that could take him down. Again, so does Trump. I'm sure somebody digging would find one with walls. And Harvey, I hope we're right here. I hope. And I don't even do this full time. I could, but yeah, I have I have private school bills to pay, and I got to get into business first. I don't know. Maybe I could pay private school bills through a career like this. Who knows? I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know what you thought of my newsletter diet. Did you like certain ones? Do you want links to them? I should probably give those to you anyway. Would you think of TLDR? Would you think of 1440, the political playbook? And I'm probably going to see you guys on two ways, starting in 25 minutes by Mark Halpern. So let's see how that goes. Um, yeah, Robert. I mean, I hope. Uh, let's see what reporting comes out. If I feel like there were actually significant policy differences, it might change my mind. But I do know that if she did pick Shapiro and with Doug Emhoff there, I felt more comfortable with the Jewish vote being that powerful, like it would have been under Lieberman Gore or Gore Lieberman. Have a good day, everybody. See you tomorrow.